Hey guys, today is May 22nd, 2025. That's exactly 15 years after this photo was posted by, and it's well known in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency circles. But this member had taken 10,000 of his Bitcoin and was ecstatic about the fact in 2010 that he was able to buy real physical goods with it, a pizza. And at the time, I guess the price of that would have been 0.0004 or 0.004 cents per Bitcoin. And this is a perfect example of why this market, why this uh, asset class can literally change people's lives. And I like to see this. I put it in my calendar so that it reminds me every May 22nd of the reasons that I'm doing and trying to collect up a lot of these crypto projects that I believe in. And I get two different things. A lot of people make fun and they say, "Oh, this idiot, he got rid of 10,000 Bitcoin. It'd be worth well over $1 billion at this point, and blah blah blah." But if you look at his face, he's just happy that there's something outside the traditional financial markets that he can transact with to buy real physical products. And so for me, there's two different points that always seem to kind of come clearly through to me when I see this picture every year. And the number one thing is that patience pays in crypto. Um, I think a lot of people at that time in 2010 did. I didn't see it as a real legitimate thing. I didn't see it as a legitimate thing in 2013 when a soldier friend of mine was like, "Hey, Sergeant, you need to grab some Bitcoin. It's 100 something dollars at this point, 100." And I remember thinking, I can't. It's a gimmick. It's a whatever. It's a novelty, right? But if I had just put $100 the first time I heard about Bitcoin, I'd be a millionaire right now. And I think that could be said about a lot of the things, right? In life, people that, saw Amazon as a bookstore and they were like, you know what, this thing's, I'm going to put a little bit of money in this, or I'm going to put a little bit of money in this. Staying with like this pessimistic attitude about emerging technologies and not investing in them is a mistake I'll never make again, right? Which leads me to the second point, which is that pioneers shape the future, right? They're always going to shape the future. Something new is always going to come out. And we have to train our eyes to see the value in something early on. If you look at this guy's face, man, he sees the value of this. He's able to buy pizza with something that he probably didn't pay 0.004 cents per Bitcoin. He probably picked up a big old bag of it and thought, if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we need to be like this guy. He was a pioneer in the field, right? If I'd have been smart and listened to people telling me in 2010, in 2013, in 2015, as this asset, particularly Bitcoin in this case, was going up and going up and going up, I'd be a rich man today. And I think we need to change the way that we look at assets. We need to set them aside, you know. You can speculate if you feel like the crypto space in general is a purely speculative space, then put a little bit of money towards crypto and just forget about it. Throw it in some cold storage wallets, make sure you keep your keys, you know, somewhere safe and forget about it and continue on investing in whatever it is that you invest in. But I've chosen for my life and for my family and for the generations after me that I think that this market, this asset class could really just change lives. And I'm happy to be part of it early on, before mainstream adoption, before um, banks have gotten a hold of it and gathered it all up and limited access to the underlying asset, which is the actual crypto itself. And so every year I like to remind myself at this time, right? Speculate, try things. You never know what's going to take off, right? This guy wouldn't have bought pizza if he knew this thing was going to go to 100 and I think today it was up over 103,000 dollars per Bitcoin. And I'm sure he still has some. I'm hoping that he still has some. I hope he didn't spend all of it on other things, but if he did, he did, right? But if he didn't, I'm glad that he was speculating. He was one of the pioneers in the space, and I am too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this asset class takes us every year as I revisit this picture, as I revisit my early buy-in days, because I've got it all written down. Um, I want to look back in 10 years and go, man, I cannot believe I bought blank this price. So I want to encourage you, don't you know, zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. There is nothing that has even come close to the increase in value of Bitcoin. I mean, Amazon and Apple maybe are 100,000%, but Bitcoin is just million or billions percent, right? I think the Bitcoin, if it was at $104,000, Bitcoin has increased by approximately 2 billion% since 2010. That's insane. That's insane. So find a project you like, put a little money in it, and if you don't want to be that guy that's constantly checking Twitter or I'm sorry, X.com, or you don't want to be checking your wallets all the time, just put it in a cold storage wallet and leave a little note for yourself in 5 years. I encourage you to do that. I wish I had in 2013. Don't make the same mistake I did. All right. Have a great 22nd today.